Do you feel like your personality doesn't come across when you're speaking in English? The real you just doesn't come out. Don't worry everyone, you don't have to be someone else when you're speaking in English. You can just be you. Being an introvert is a personality trait. And in this video, I'm going to give you some learning methods and also some tips on what to say as an introvert. And don't forget to watch till the end of the video because I have a lovely word of the week for you today. It's a great one, trust me. Okay then, so shall we get started? By the way, we're going into autumn now, so I've got my lovely seasonal mug. Isn't it just so beautiful? It gives me so much joy. I'll link it in the description box if you're interested in having one. So are you an introvert? I'm guessing you probably are if you clicked on this video. Are you someone that would rather keep your thoughts inside rather than project them out to others? You prefer to observe people rather than being the centre of attention. You're probably less interested in small talk and more interested in deeper conversation with substance and purpose. Here's an extrovert's reaction to an invitation. Hell yeah, let's do it! I'm there with bells on. I'm there with bells on is a really enthusiastic way to say, yes, I'll be there. I'm so up for that. An introvert's reaction to an invitation. Thank you so much, but tonight I'm staying in and organising my bookshelf and catching up on some reading. Ah, that sounds like a heavenly way to spend an evening. Here are some methods for learning English as an introvert. My first tip is to record yourself. Review the recording and give yourself a score. Introverts quite like to be in control of something. So if you can manage that data yourself, review it yourself and give yourself a score, it can help you feel more in control. Tip number 2 is to find a safe space with people you know where you can practice English. Introverts are really good one-to-one, you see, and they love that deeper connection that you get when it's one-to-one communication. I know I do. Tip number 3, don't forget to recharge your energy after you have a conversation. For introverts, it's more difficult to have conversation because it requires more energy. Maybe we even need more calories. Energy drinks and... Okay, I'm not sure there's any research to back that up. It's my theory. Even in your mother tongue as an introvert, it's difficult sometimes to have conversation. So if you manage to do that in English, pat yourself on the back. That means tell yourself that you did a really good job. How to handle small talk. I really like having deep conversations, and sometimes I just get bored having too much small talk. For example, at a wedding, when you don't know anyone and everyone's just mingling with each other, I find that a little bit artificial. And sometimes I try to ask the new person that I'm talking to a deeper question. Like, what do you think the meaning of life is? Sometimes, because they've had a drink of Prosecco usually at this point, they're quite excited to give a good answer, but sometimes this doesn't go down well. How can we survive small talk as introverts? Try to be the one asking the questions. This will help you stay in control of the conversation and give that safe feeling that you really want. Prepare for it. You can create a list of questions and answers and just have them roughly in your head, prepared if someone asks you that question. If you're anything like me, I always write everything down manually because I'm quite old school, but you do you and what works best for you. Practice at home. This takes the pressure off. You're in the comfort of your own home. This requires no improvisation, right? Because improvisation is something I think introverts fear a lot. Having to come up with something on the spot when maybe you're feeling quite nervous and you're not sure what the English even is. So practice at home in your comfort zone. Try to be positive about it. Try not to fear it, because a new conversation with a human being could lead to opportunities. Every time we interact with another human being, it can lead to brilliant things. So try to enjoy the process. And also everyone, don't hide behind the label of introvert. When I say hide, I mean hiding behind the label, calling yourself an introvert, meaning if you're an introvert, you don't have to do anything scary, or I'm an introvert so I don't go out, or I'm an introvert so I don't socialise. No, that isn't going to help you. Of course you can identify as an introvert, but you still want to improve your English, right? That's still the goal. So it's important you don't use introversion or your personality as an excuse. I mean that in the kindest way possible. Okay, what to actually say. Introverts tend to be a bit more reflective. In order to be reflective, they need time to think, especially when they've just been asked a question and they want to give a considered response, not just an impulsive, quick response. An extrovert's response in conversation is a little bit more quick fire. They're very good at improvising and coming up with responses really quickly. But an introvert might just need a little bit of time to think. So use fillers. Fillers are things like, well, I suppose, you know, I mean, kind of. What these do is they give you valuable time to think. Trust me, they are so useful. Adding and things and stuff, etc. just gives you even more time at the end of a sentence before you start your next sentence to think about what you're going to say. Introverts tend to be more vulnerable and kind of honest with their responses. For example, if someone does something really nice for you and you want to thank them, an introvert will probably say, I don't know what to say, but I truly appreciate this. This is basically saying, I'm completely overwhelmed by this. I'm so touched. Thank you so much. And I'm being honest here, I don't know what to say. It's lovely, it's honest, it's vulnerable, it's real. This is what you want. When you're speaking English, you want to always be authentic. What to say when you feel under pressure in an extroverted environment, like a party with lots of people. Bear with me for a second. Bear with me. That means just give me a second, I'm thinking about my answer. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. That means I know it, but I can't remember it right now. Sometimes when you're feeling nervous, you know something, but you just can't get it out in that moment. And that's a really useful one to say when you feel like that. Ooh, that rings a bell. That rings a bell. Someone has asked you about something. Maybe they've asked you if you've seen a film or if you know a particular person, and you can just say, oh, that title rings a bell, or that name rings a bell, or that rings a bell. It just means I've heard about that before, but I'm just not quite sure in the moment right now. And I can't be accurate right now because I can't remember 100%. Phrases for deeper conversation. Come on guys, this is the stuff that you love, right? Introverts love deeper conversation. Learning something, getting a little bit philosophical, finding out someone else's views on something that might even influence your own. Sometimes when you don't know what to say and you don't know how to articulate something accurately, you can use a quote. This is why quotes exist. It's for introverts like us. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. What a lovely quote. Meaning, when things get really difficult, use that energy to find the strength to get through it, turn it into something positive and great. When you use a quote in deep conversation, you can say, well, you know what they say, and then you say the quote, or it has been said, or you can say, they do say, and then the quote. And after that, you can just say, and I agree with that quote, and that reflects my opinion perfectly, or, and that's what I'm all about. Whatever you do, do it well. Whatever you do it well. And that's my motto in life. I walk slowly, but I never walk backwards. This could be a deeper conversation about strategy for work, working on a new project and trying to improve and be successful in life. You could say that. That quote is perfect for that. Basically, the quote does all of the work so that you don't have to. How could I forget the word of the week? Baffling. Baffling. What does it mean? It means confusing. What? Like, that's baffling. I don't understand. You can also say, I'm baffled. I'm completely baffled by that. This is just a beautiful word, and I love to include these kinds of advanced level words in my videos. You can add that one to your advanced level vocabulary bank today. The other day, a bird flew into my mum's window, and it survived. It survived and flew off. That is absolutely baffling. How did the bird survive that? Miracle bird. If you enjoyed my video, please click subscribe because honestly, it really helps. It helps to grow my channel, which I'm trying to do at the moment. You can follow me on Instagram as well. I post about my life on there. And just thank you again, as ever, for all your support. I'm so grateful as usual, and I love reading all your comments. I'm wishing you a gorgeous weekend, really cozy as we go into autumn, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.